Hi everyone, in this lesson I'm going to show you how to make a component with multiple subcomponents. We're going to do that by building this king post truss, and there are some gusset plates on there. We are also going to use some parameters so that we can easily change the dimensions later on if we need to. All right, so when we're done, we're going to have something that looks like this. Let's go to a new file. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to go to the Modify menu, and you're going to go down to Change Parameters. Now I've already added my parameters. I have these 6. To do that, you're going to hit this little plus button right there. You're going to write in the name. Let me just do that. You're going to write in the name, and you're going to write in the value. So like if it's 4 inches or 3/8 of an inch or whatever you want. All right, you don't need to write anything in comments. So I have these. You could pause the video and copy these values. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to make a component, and we're going to call it a king post truss. All right, so you do that by going to New Component and making this king post truss. And then immediately we're going to make a new component that's going to be a subcomponent or a child component of king post truss. And that's going to be called beam. I'm going to make a sketch that looks like this. So here is my beam length. Nah, I don't want that. Now I messed it up. Let me just go beam length. All right, there we go. And then this is my beam width. These angles are 60 degrees and 120 degrees. And I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to extrude it so that it's extruded beam thickness. All right, I'm going to hide these dimensions so I can't see them anymore. Let me hide this sketch. All right, so when I'm done with that, I have this first beam. I'm going to go back and I'm going to activate my parent component, my king post truss component, and I'm going to make copies of this. So I'm going to do that by right-clicking on beam. I'm going to go to copy, and then I'm going to hover over my parent component, which is king post truss, right-click, and I'm going to paste new. And so I know that I'm going to move these together by using angles of 120 degrees. Sometimes it's going to be negative. Sometimes it's going to be positive. So in this case, I'm going to make this one negative 120. I'm going to say OK. I can kind of move it out of the way a little bit. And now since I've already had that copied, I'm going to copy another one. So I'm going to paste new. And this one I'm going to turn so it's 120 in this direction. I suppose I could use the keyboard to do this, but I'm challenging myself by using the mouse pad. All right, that looks good. All right, so let's go ahead, and I clicked on the little house icon so I could reorient and see this a little bit better. I'm going to use the move feature to move these into place, and then I'm going to make an as-built joint. So I'm going to push M for move. I want to have component selected here if I don't already. And then the component I want to move, I'm going to select on. I'm going to move this beam right here. And then I'm using a point to point. So I'm going to select my first point, which is going to be, let's go, I guess this one to this one. And I'm going to say OK. I'm going to push move again, and I'm going to move this one. And I want to move this point to this point, I think. Yeah, that looks good. And hit OK. Now, I can still move these, and I don't want to be able to move these. Okay, so to joint these together, we're going to use an as-built joint. It's in the assembly, and you can see that there's a keyboard shortcut, Shift-J at the same time. And so I'm going to hit Shift-J, and I'm going to click on this component and say OK. And I have this little joint icon right here. So if I needed to, I could inspect it, or I can delete it. I'm going to do that again, Shift J, and I'm going to joint this to this and hit OK. I could do the third one, but I don't need to, because if two of them are jointed together, they are going to all be jointed together. See, there's this little anchor icon. That means this one is grounded. This component is grounded. And if I want to move them, I can unground them. And now I can see that, all right, I can move this all around, and they all move together. And that's what I want. All right, let's make a new component, and we will make that king post. So I'm going to go to Create, New Component, and I'm going to make this one called King Post. Okay. Now I'm going to make a new sketch, and my sketch is going to be on this plane. Always capture position. Okay, and I want to use this geometry. So I'm going to push P for project, and I'm going to click on just the interior part of those regions. And I can see that they're selected because they all turn blue. And I'm going to push OK. All right, I'm going to use a construction line. And I'm going to do that so I can make a line to use so I can mirror across that. All right, so I'm done with this. Actually, I don't need to click out of there. I'm just going to unclick the construction line, and I'm going to make half of the beam. I'm just going to make it on this side, and then I'm going to reflect it across. So this is going to be beam width, and then I can use mathematical operators in here. So I'm going to push divided by 2. All right, this one I'm just going to go up, and I'm going to make sure I intersect that line up there, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to intersect that point right there. All right, so I can use a mirror. I can use this icon, or I can go to the menu, select, select, select. So those are the three things that I want to mirror. And now I'm going to go to my mirror line, which is going to be that construction line I made, select it, and hit OK. And so now I have that shape, that sketch for my king post. So I'm going to finish this and go to my home view, and I'm going to extrude this so that it is beam thickness. All right, but you can see that this is not on the same plane. Oh no. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to orient it in a way so that I can see like this point right here and this right here. And so I'm going to push move. I have component selected. The component I want to move is this one right here. My origin point, let me see. My origin point is going to be right here. My target point is going to be right here. I'm going to hit OK. And now this looks like it's all in line. Great. So let's joint this. I'm going to push Shift J, and I'm going to select here, and now it's jointed. Okay, and I can now see that I have my truss built. This looks really nice. If I want to change the appearance of this, I can. I'm going to push A. I use the I think, what did I use? Did I use the bamboo? I think so. Yeah, I use that bamboo, but it doesn't matter. And you don't need to change the appearance. It's just for aesthetics. All right, this is a good point to save. I'm going to hit save. It's always going to say user saved. You don't need to change that. Just hit OK. All right, this is looking good. I'm going to make my gusset plates now. So let's make a new component. Notice I have king post activated, so it's going to be a subcomponent. And I'm going to change this to small gusset. All right, and I'm going to make it a triangular shaped. Gussets can be lots of different shapes, but with trusses, a lot of times they are triangular. I'm going to make a sketch, and that sketch is going to be on the plane of the top surface of this truss that we just made. And I'm going to project. I don't think I need to project all of this, but I'm just going to because I just did. I'm going to select my line tool, and I'm going to start making some triangles. I'm going to draw out this way, draw out this way. All right, so I'm going to make this triangle, and now I'm going to dimension the triangle. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to write small gusset. And I could dimension the other ones too, but I can also use the equal constraint. So this will be equal to this, and this will be equal to this. It's going to say it's over constrained, which makes sense. It's one of the triangle congruency properties, identities. So this looks good. That's what I want to do for this gusset. I'm going to extrude it now. I'm going to assume that I'm going to use like a piece of like cardstock or something like that. So it's going to be real thin. I didn't know exactly how thin, so I put in here gusset thickness 0.08. Oh, that's thicker than I wanted it to be. I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'll go back and edit it later on, and we'll see how it changes. So now I'm going to make some copies of this. So I'm going to right click on small gusset. I'm going to let me do that one more time. Copy right there. And then I'm going to go to King Post, my parent component, and I'm going to paste new. I'm just going to slide this over a little bit. And I want to have a third one right here. So I'm just going to hit enter. Let me make my, let me do that one more time. Paste new, and I'm going to slide it over. Maybe I'm going to switch the order of these. Yeah. So let me move this one over. So it'll go in order, gusset 1, gusset 2, gusset 3. It doesn't really matter. Something like that. All right, this one is going to be really easy to get into place. So I'm going to push M for move. I want to move this component. I'm going to do a point to point. So let's do this point to that corner. Oh, it didn't like it. I want to select this right here. There we go. All right, so now it moved it into place. That's great. This one's going to be a little more challenging to get exactly in the center. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to go ahead and push move. I think I'll do point to position. So I want to select this component. No, that's not working very good for me. Okay. So I'll do a point to point just to get it on the right plane. And then I'm going to use some all right, so now this is not the right position for it to be in, but it's on the right plane now. I think in this case, it's going to be useful for us to come back to this one. I think I want to think about it. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let me go back. I'm going to push M for move, and I'm going to just do a free move for right now. I'm going to select this and just drag it down and drag it over. I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm going to do the king post right now, and I'm going to come back to this one to get it lined up how I want it to get lined up. All right, so here we go. King post is going to be super easy. Let's make a new component, king post. Okay, and now I'm going to select the surface of the truss. I'm going to project these two geometries. I'm going to use the line tool just to draw a triangle, just like we did before. Click, click, click. There we go. Now I'm going to dimension these. So this is going to be large gusset. All right, and I'm going to use the equal. I think it's already equal. Yeah, I made this parallel, so it's going to just automatically be equal. I'm going to finish the sketch. Let's extrude it. And I'm going to extrude it as gusset thickness, which I think that 0.08 is too thick, but that's okay. All right, so this is looking okay so far. I still need to fix this one. What I can do right now is I can joint these. I'm going to just hit Shift J. Oh, I didn't hit OK. Shift J, select my gusset, select my truss. All right, so those are all jointed. I think what I will do is make a construction line that goes straight down to this bottom of this right here. And then use a point to point. Oh no, okay, that's gonna be way better. Let's use a line. Sorry you guys, I've been kind of stumbling on this, but this is something I haven't showed yet, and I should have thought of it earlier. Let me back up and show how to do that. So there wasn't a good point to point, and I wanted this to be like right in the middle. There's some ways that I was thinking that just weren't the best way. So I'm going to use this modify, and I'm going to go to a line, and I'm going to select this edge right here, and then I'm going to select this edge right here, and it lines it up exactly how I wanted it. Whew, sorry about that. I hope you're still following along. So I'm going to push Shift J, and I'm going to joint that, hit OK, And then these should all move together. Yes, that is fantastic. This is basically what I want. But I think these gussets look a little bit too big, and I don't like the color. So I'm going to push A, and I'm going to use like a gray powder coat, I think, to make it kind of look like paper a little bit. Okay, I'm going to close this. And again, I said that they look a little bit too thick. So I'm going to go to Modify, Change Parameters. And I'm going to change this to be like 0.09. All right, so now it looks like little flat pieces of paper. I don't know if that's the right thickness, but they look how I want them to look. I can hide these relationships, and that looks pretty good. Let's save this. All right, and there we go. All right, that was a long one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson.